The 5 workflows of revenue recovery are one of the most vital parts of having a subscription-based business or a business where there's any payment plans or where there's any recurring revenue or recurring payments happening. But a lot of people, when I say this and I talk about the 5 workflows of revenue recovery, they have no idea what a workflow is. Well, the definition of a workflow, of the way we put it, and I'm a simple guy and we're a simple company, but here's the definitions of how it works is it's the dirty work. That's the first definition, means that it's the dirty work. It's the work that not many people want to do, that there's a lot of heavy lifting and there's a lot of in the weeds and there's a lot of details that happen in this work. The second definition is it's the not so fun work for most people, meaning that if you're an entrepreneur or maybe you're a CFO or maybe you're an integrator, an operations person or a client success person, and you have all these visions and dreams, and maybe you're a CFO and you've got this vision and dream of what the finances look like. Nobody woke up in the morning in high school and went to a career day and said, you know what? I want to be a revenue recovery leader. So it's not like this fun, glamorous thing. And so it's the not so fun part of having a winning business. But we know that for you to have fun, somebody's got to do the not so fun. And that's part of it. And then the third way that we describe this is it's the heavy lifting. And you say, well, what do you mean by that, Casey? The heavy lifting is that means that there's a burden here. And there's a major burden if you've got recurring revenue, because y'all have won this business. That's so hard to do, to get somebody to pay you on a subscription and to win them over. And then to see them going out the back door and to understand that as the business is growing, that the problem gets worse and worse and worse because you're going to have more failed payments. And so that heavy burden and that heavy lifting, that's what a workflow is those things. And so it's the dirty work, it's the not so fun work, and it's the heavy lifting. And so when we started Gravy, we just said, hey, how can we do all that for you? What does that look like? And what Gravy is from a macro sense is a done for you, meaning we do for you everything I'm about to share with you, revenue recovery service, that we do it all for you. And we basically become your in-house revenue recovery department, meaning that a department has processes, a department has workflows, it has systems, it has people, it has leadership, has metrics, has all those things, is that we're able to take that over and do it for you for this one pesky problem of called failed payments and failed subscriptions. And so I want to get into very quickly explain to you what the 5 workflows are that we manage for you every single day with our US-based team. And we do all of this for you, and we do it all for one price, and we make it known for you up front what the price is going to be. And then we actually guarantee that we're going to win you back more money than you're already getting, because this is what we've done for the last 5 years. And we've recovered over $500 million of revenue. That's true. $500 million of revenue for our clients. And so what's the first workflow? The first workflow, and I love this one, and it's the most important out of all of them. If the 80-20 principle was at play here, this is the 80%. This is where a lot of the work goes in. This is where you're going to get massive benefit, what you're going to care about and ask about. Workflow number 1 is conversion management. Conversion management. And you say, well, what does conversion management mean, Casey? You're like, tell me exactly what you mean and what exactly do you do? I'm so glad you asked. To keep it really, really simple, we personally connect with your customers to win them back to your business. We personally connect to your customers to win them back to your business. And you say, what do you mean win back? Win back means that we recover your revenue and your recurring revenue and your recurring customers. So you get both, meaning you don't just get that payment back, but you get to keep the customer, which is so important when you think of long-term value and building value in your business or profit in your business or exit value. If you want to sell your company, the exit value in your business, that's where it comes in. And so you say, all right, great. Tell me exactly how you do that. What is it? How does it work? And after $500 million recovered, we know the formula. And the formula is simple and it's 3 parts. And I want you to remember these 3 parts because whether you work with us or not, you need these in your business. And we run these, manage these, and implement all of these inside your business for you to have more customers coming back to you. And so here's the formula. It's 3 parts. Cadence plus copy plus care equals conversion. Let me say that again. Cadence plus copy plus care equals conversion. And you may be going like, what does that mean? Well, let me break it down. Cadence is the method that we use to win your customer back. You say, what does cadence mean? We internally call these conversion cadences, meaning that you're going to have a process directly for your business that when there's a single failed payment, how are we going to pursue that failed payment and win that customer back? We do it in a systematic way and a process-oriented way, and that process is what we call a cadence. And so the cadence is the method that we use. And inside of that, there's 2 main levers that we use that work the best to win customers back at scale. The first is email. And so we will email your customers on your behalf. Second is text. We will text your customers if you have access and if you want us to win your customers back. And those 2 parts of a cadence is that we build it uniquely for you, how much we're going to communicate, when we're going to communicate, why we're going to communicate that much, and we do all of that for you. And then on top of that, we do what we call smart retries, meaning that we retry credit cards for you based on, or not just credit cards, any card, based upon what we know works after the $500 million. And so we're retrying credit cards, we're sending the emails, we're sending the text messages, and we're all doing it personally to every single customer. And you would say, well, Casey, why is that such a big deal? Well, management of this in-house is oftentimes a disaster. And the reason it's a disaster in-house is because of this. Failed payments, they never stop, ever. Meaning every day, if you have subscriptions, a payment is going to fail. Meaning that every day you have to start this cadence and process over for each specific customer. And keeping up with that in a growing business is a lot. And let's just say you have 200 failed payments this month. Think about this. This is 200 individual cadences that you have to keep up with. That you've got to know, did I email them on day 8? And what about the text message? Did that go out on day 11? Did we win the customer back? How many did we win back? And keeping up with the process and the cadence, that's what we do for you. And doing it in-house oftentimes doesn't work because what we found is that people try to treat this like a project, meaning you might try it 1 month and be really good at it, but this never ends. And that's why Gravy exists, is that every day we never end in our care for your cadences, going texting and emailing your customers on purpose with everything approved by you. And so that's what cadence means. So cadence plus copy. You say, what is copy? Copy is the message. It's the words. It's the language that we use to win back the heart of your customer so that they will stay and pay for a long time. So it's the message. So inside of that, you would say, well, what do you mean? Well, your business is unique. It's very unique. And Gravy, we take over when we work together and you're our client, we write all of the email, all of the text copy for you. But this isn't just grabbing a template and throwing it out there. This is working with you on your business, specific names of products, specific customers, specific reasons why credit cards or any kind of card would fail. All of those different things. And so we work with your copy to create great conversion. It's just like in marketing, right? Like we measure this and what our website is and click-through rates and all of that kind of stuff. Well, nobody really does this every single day for you for recurring revenue, but we do. So copy, the message that we use is so important. And we want the copy to be as unique as your brand is. And what we've seen is a lot of people try to take like just a piece of technology and do like 3 canned emails. Well, let me ask you a question. How well do those work on you? They don't work well at all because you know behind that there's not really a person. Well, when you work with Gravy, there's really a person and they're really great people and they work to win your customers back. and then they go into what's next. So we use that copy, and we've been doing it, and we know it works, and then we'll always be updating it as well. And we'll see like, hey, what works and what doesn't work, because we want to continue increasing the amount of money that we're winning back to your business. And that happens when you care about the message that you use, which is your copy. And here's what I have to say this, and I don't mean to be rude, but nobody on your team is ever going to do this. I mean, don't fool yourself. Nobody wakes up and thinks about this and does it. This is a marketing mind in the dirty work side of failed payments. It's a small little niche in your business, but we love it, and we wake up, and this is what we thrive, and this is what we do. That's the second part. So cadence plus cadence plus copy plus care. Care. Meaning when you work with Gravy, you're not just getting a platform that is supposed to magically save all your payments, which is crazy to think that you would trust just a software to do that anyway. Like we wouldn't trust a software to run our financial department, right? Like we have software, but that's not the end all be all, is that these workflows happen around it. And you got to have somebody that cares about your financial department. You got to have somebody that cares about your recurring revenue department. And that's us. And we care about your customers. And you would say, what does that mean? Well, I mean, essentially, we just want your customers, that we want them to feel the love. Like we want them to feel like they're cared about and loved, and their thing matters, because what we know is behind every payment is a person, and each person is individual and unique, and how they think and what they experienced with your product or your service. And they've got opinions and thoughts about everything that you do as a business, and why they should come back or why they shouldn't come back. And so what we say with care is that care, that is the manner in which we communicate. We talk about this all the time, and I'm sorry if this offends you, but we call it give a damn. Like give a damn as a service, that there's actual people that give it, that this isn't just some process that you throw into some software and hope to God it works. No, that you've got people that when we send the cadences out, they have great copy and they respond back. Who's going to respond back to them? Well, we are. Gravy does all of that for you completely. And so if you're the example earlier and you have 200 emails and text messages going out and you've got responses coming back, you don't want to overload your sales team. They don't want to take this. The customer success team's already burning up with customer success stuff, and customer service is already doing that. We specialize in this and caring about customers and winning them back. And so that care, that's the manner in which we show up. That's the heart in which we show up. And if I could tell you stories of people on our team like Jill, or people like Dharma, or people that like Christy, that I think about just how much love that they have and been with the company for a very long time, since almost the beginning. A lot of these people, and they're US-based W-2 people that you get access to care for your customers and win back. They're world-class people. And this is what they do, and this is what their career path is based on. And so it's not just based upon quantity of responses, it's based upon quality and how well they communicate with your customers. And so when we think about this, you say, well, Casey, what is conversion management? Well, conversion management comes down to those three things, because if you have a great cadence and you have great copy and you got great people, you're going to get great conversions. And that's what we do, and we do it all for you.
I'm Ashley, and I want to show you a little bit behind the curtain of what conversion management looks like for us here at Gravy. We know that cadence plus copy plus care equals winning conversion management. So take a look at this. You're looking at the second email in the conversion cadence for one of our clients in the fitness space. Notice the subject line. Second notice, please update your billing information. We make sure that we're using subject lines that have been tested to be sure that your customers are more likely to open these cadences. Next, I want to point out the tone. It's Tim, and I hope you're having a killer day. The tone of this copy matches the client's brand perfectly. They are fun and lighthearted, so we make sure that the unique copy we've provided for them matches that exactly. Finally, take a look at how we show your customers that we care. At the end of the email, if you believe there's an error, please let me know. I'm happy to help. We make it clear in all of our conversion cadences that there's a human on the other side of this email who's ready to answer a question if the need arises. Let's look at another example. This is email number 4 of that same conversion cadence for the client in the fitness space. Notice the subject line, "Did you see my last email?" This time, I want to point out how we make a clear call to action by providing that updating billing information here link. This link is a unique link specifically for that customer. So the customer can click and update their billing information in a matter of minutes, and we get them right back on track, paying and staying. Finally, if it works with our clients and they'd like for us to use text messaging, we can also use text messaging for our conversion cadence. Take a look at this example. They're short and sweet and to the point, but they remind the customer how much they care about your brand. We can work with Textedly or Textamal or any other text messaging software that you use to be sure that we are providing winning, converting cadences for your customers. At Gravy, we have an internal Slack channel where we like to collect customer stories. These are responses to emails that we get from customers we've interacted with on behalf of the clients we serve. It may be tempting to think that a customer wouldn't be able to tell the difference between Dunning and a human. I assure you they can when they're interacting with our revenue recovery specialists. Take a look at a few of these. "Hey Renee, thanks so much for inviting feedback. My customer experience from day one has been amazing and continues to be outstanding. Your attentions to details and sending me in-depth details on how to fix my issue as quickly as possible took all the stress and embarrassment out of the situation. Your understanding and patience after multiple emails meant so much and encouraged me to respond quickly because you made it easy to do so. Having a live person to correspond with really shows this company's dedication to the customer's experience, which means a lot to me. So thanks again for assisting me." Here's another one. "Hey Taylor, thank you for being so pleasant about the late payment. Some organizations have this Doberman type attack approach, so it's completely refreshing to have a person send an email with kindness and helpfulness as the driver. Sweet blessings for an awesome day." This one makes me laugh. "So sorry, I seriously thought these were automated emails that if I respond, no one will read it. I plan to update my account on Friday, just waiting on payday. Sorry for the delay and look forward to getting back on my schedule with my order." And they continue to talk about the products. So as you can see, the customers of the clients we serve notice and appreciate the level of care that our recovery team provides.
Workflow number 2 is called access management. Access management. And your question might be, Casey, do you do this one too? And the answer is yes. All the 5 workflows we are able to operate for you and your business. And access management, you would say, what in the world does that mean? Well, I wish this wasn't true, but it just is. All of your products and services of whatever kind of business you are, is that when there's a subscription failure, is that we have to make a decision and you have to make a decision. Does the person keep getting the product? Do they keep getting the service? Like what access do they get? When, why, how, what's the system around that? And how does that work? And what I would love to say as well, that all the technology just works and it all works together and you could just press some buttons and it would, you win your customer back and they get access. And then if it doesn't, then it takes it away. And sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. And so what we do is we manage that process for you. And there's 2 specific words that you need to think about that we're going to be doing for you around, this is one of the workflows, this is one of the nitty gritties, but it's very important for your customer to have a great experience, is access management and remove and restore, remove and restore. When we say remove, what do we mean by remove? Well, we mean that we remove access from your product or service when the subscription fails. If you tell us it needs to be removed at day 15, well, if you have 200 subscriptions, that's a lot to remember on day 15s of when that has to happen. But we're happy to do it for you. If you say that it remains open for 30 days, okay, we can be as customized as you want to be, but you've got to have a system around removing access or removing people from a shipment or removing people out of a sequence or removing people from things. And so we remove your customers from different things that you want us to remove from, and then we restore them. Meaning, let's just say that their card fails, and there's a million different reasons, 262 different reasons a credit card could fail, right? And it fails for one of those reasons. And then we're able to win them back because we did such a great job with our conversion cadence. And let's say they just came back. Well, Then you have to restore stuff. And so you say, what do you mean restore? Meaning restoring their service or restoring their content or restoring their shipment or all of those different things. And so the formula here, again, after a $500 million is remove plus restore equals resolved. You want it fully resolved for the customer. And so when you're thinking about this and you're thinking of the workflows and all the details that happen around subscription management, this is a big one that we do for you and your team so that your customer can stay and pay and be happy.
We recognize that not all of the clients we serve have access management needs, but I'd love to show you what it looks like for those who do. You're looking at the back end of Kajabi. Kajabi is a very common platform that our e-learning clients often use to help protect the content they have and make sure that only paying customers get access to that content. So look at the red box. You'll notice we've blurred out some of the details to protect the integrity of our client, but I want to show you a product was granted on February 7th, 2022. That's when the customer paid. And then it was canceled on March 1st, 2022. That tells me that this customer did not have a successful payment for their March 1st payment. Notice though, it was granted again on March 1st, 2022. What this tells me is that Gravy used our conversion cadence to reach out to this customer the day that they had a failed payment, and we were able to get them back online. And as the green box showed you, we re-granted them access to the appropriate content.
The third workflow is one where we would say the devil is in the details. And it is the most detailed, the most administrative, and the most dirty work of all of them. And here's what it is. It's called billing management. Third workflow is billing management. And the formula here is that details times details equal disaster if you don't keep up with this. And disaster for who? Your customer. And disaster for who? Your data of knowing what the truth is. And so billing management inside of recurring revenue companies is something that is extremely important. It's not talked about enough because it's not sexy, it's not fun, but it matters a whole heck of a lot. And you say, well, what are some examples of that? What are the details that you manage around billing management? Well, I'll give you a couple. One, updating a credit card. Like, what do you do if they want to update their credit card? We say, well, yeah, we've got this link and they'll just go do it. Well, who's managing that process and who made sure if they said they're going to do it that they did go do it? And who sent them the secure link that we're going to send on your behalf to them to make sure they go back to your site or wherever they're going to buy and that they did it? And that we know that they clicked through and that they did it and they updated their payment. And if they don't, does somebody follow back up with them? Those little details that happen of that secure link being sent by the right person at the right time to update a credit card is a big, big, big deal. That is a lot of the stuff we deal with, people asking, can they update their card or can they change their card? And so our caring team manages those details for you. The other one is, this one's not fun, but suspending collections. So some people have, collections and you would go collections. That's not what we do. But if you do, we have a process where we can suspend collections for you, where we can manage that and take care of that for you. We do not do collections, but if you have a third party or a vendor or something like that, we can work inside of that as well. The next one is refunds and disputes. This is a big one. So what do you do with the documentation and how do you find if somebody wants a refund or if there's a dispute that happens? And so refunds is a big deal. When people say, I want a refund for something and somebody's got to manage that, the details around those refunds is super important. And I know you might be sitting here going like, well, I'm not comfortable giving that to Gravy and I'm not comfortable giving that to you because what do you mean you're going to refund? Well, we work off what's called standard operating procedures, meaning that when you start with us, you don't launch as a client until we walk through how do you want us to do every single one of these details? And then we work with you along the way to add suggestions and best practices as we're the leader in the industry that knows what works and doesn't work. And we have insight into all these other businesses where we can see it's a big deal. Another one is custom billing plans. This is huge for billing management. When we're inside of the conversion management and then somebody emails back and they want to split their bill in half or they want to pay half now and half later or they want to move their bill date. All of these different kind of things. Who manages that for you? Because a lot of customers, you can keep them if you just work with them and you work with what that looks like. And a lot of companies are just one size fits all. And if you're just using technology to manage all this, then they're just going, I'm out. But we could have won them back if we just helped them a little bit and managed their billing cycles and managed their billing day for cash flow for them. And it gives you cash flow for you. And so billing management manages all these details, but details times details equals a disaster if you try to do this in-house and you don't have full-time focus and full-time people that know this inside out and do it every single day, all day for you. We do that for you along with everything else.
Without a doubt, the hardest of our 5 workflows for revenue recovery is billing management. The reason it's so challenging is there are so many unique customers and they each have unique circumstances, but our team here at Gravy is ready and equipped to handle those customers with care. Take a look at this example. This customer responded to one of our conversion cadences with an email letting us know that he'd been out of work for several months. But a few weeks ago, he was able to gain new employment, and so now he was ready to get back on track with his payment and was looking for new payment terms. Our team was able to respond to the customer, letting him know that we appreciated him letting us know of his circumstances, and we were able to work with him to get him paying back on track.
Workflow number 4 is my favorite, which is incentive management. Incentive management. And again, you're asking, Casey, are these all separate? No, we can do all of these for you. Or if you say, Casey, I don't want you to do incentive management, what you're about to describe, then that's okay as well. We want to be as unique as you need us to be to run this for you in your business. Remember, we're done for you everything, or we can be as little as you need us to be to focus on what you want. But I love incentive management. And incentive management, the formula for it that I absolutely love is this: upsells plus downsells plus cross sales equals more sales. I love it. It's upsells. You say, well, what's an upsell? Oftentimes in our conversion cadences, people come back and they may say like, I want to cancel. And if you have a smart upsell strategy, meaning that you can actually sell that person more, and you'd say, Casey, they want to cancel. We do this every day, all day, and know that you could actually spin that and help that customer into seeing something of the vision of the product or the service or whatever it is that you have. And they may not know that you have other things that they could buy and buy more of, and they pay upfront and get it all at once. And you would say, you can do that? Yes, you can upsell. You can upsell happy people that we win back and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I updated my credit card. And you go, that's great. Did you know that we had this as well? And managing the upsell process for your customers is something that we do. And you say, well, then what is a downsell? So upsells is more money from your customer base. Downsells is people that want to leave, but we keep them with a lesser option. And so we're able to keep them on a subscription instead of it going from maybe, let's just say your subscriptions are $100 a month. Well, let's say they don't want that anymore. But let's say there is something that we could work out that may be at $49 a month, or there's something that they don't even know about. Who is managing that downsells and keeping up with that? Because there's more money that can happen if you just have focus on incentive management. So there's upsells plus downsells plus cross sells. Cross sells is selling other things that you have in your business that clients don't know about, and cross selling those different products or those different services or affiliate offers that you may have. And so if you have upsells plus downsells plus cross sells, it's going to equal more sales for you. And so we're going to show you exactly how to do this when you become a client, and we're going to talk about this, and we'll make suggestions and recommendations on how you can make more money off of your conversion cadence than you ever even imagined.
Incentive management is one of our favorite things around here. Our team of highly trained individuals are ready to look for opportunities to upsell or cross-sell or even downsell if necessary. Here's an example. This customer responded to one of our conversion cadences saying essentially they didn't have the money to pay for this that they don't really use. So our team members saw this as an opportunity to manage an incentive. Thanks for reaching out. Sorry to hear that, but we understand. We've canceled like you've requested. However, we do have a lower priced option for you if you're interested. If you feel like you can't afford this or you aren't using it enough, here's another option. Let me know if you're interested. You'd be surprised how often customers who like the product but don't really love the price will take us up on this type of downsell. Here's another one. We heard back from this customer who didn't realize that her credit card had expired. So after we reached out and helped her get back online, she thanked us and made sure we know how much she enjoys the product. Our team knew that this was an opportunity for a cross-sell. So look what we did. I'm thrilled to hear how much you're enjoying it. Since you love that so much, you may also love, and we named a new product. We provided the link and asked the customer to let us know if they are interested. It's low pressure, but a happy customer is an opportunity to make another sale. And we know that.
Workflow number 5, and I don't like this one, but I do because we can do it for you, but I don't like it when people want to cancel. This is called cancellation management, meaning they didn't even maybe have a failed payment, or maybe they did, but they just want to quit working with your company. How do you manage that? What does that look like? And how does that work? And so there's a couple of things that happen inside of there that are details that we would love to do for you and work with you. Well, first of all, there's best practices. And setting this up correctly in the first place and setting this up in a way that serves your customer the best will preserve your reputation, and it will preserve people staying and paying for a long time, because actually what we found is that cancellation management is a great place to know why people want to leave and to learn and to have good customer feedback loops. And so inside of us working with you and doing this is that we're going to be providing those customer feedback loops of here's what we're hearing and here's the things that are coming in. And so when we meet with you, and you're going to have a client success manager, and they're going to walk you through this process, we're going to be saying, this is what we hear from some of your clients that may not be the happiest ones, or ones that where they're leaving, and that gives us great insight for you to win the right kind of customers. And so there's going to be different things. A customer's just going to request to quit. They just want to quit. Who manages that? How do they manage that? If you're in PayPal, like the self-cancels, that's a big deal. Who's managing that? How do you do that if you have PayPal subscriptions, which is a bear to deal with individually? And then there's going to be end of the outreach, meaning let's just say that we've run through our conversion management sequence. How long do they stay on your subscription manager? A lot of what we do is subscription cleanliness and subscription hygiene, because what happens with most companies is they just leave it up for technology, and then the person's card gets charged between now and forever, or they don't manage that process. But keeping that process is a big deal. And if you don't manage that process, it messes up all of your data and messes up all of your other subscriptions, because you've got all of these things happening that you're not taking care of. And so there's hygiene that happens around cancellation as well.
Cancellation management is one of the most time-consuming parts of revenue recovery, but it's important because we want to make sure that our clients' customers leave on a high note and have a pleasant experience. So often when our clients' customers reach out asking to cancel, they are genuinely surprised to receive a human at the other end of this interaction. We use this as an opportunity to seek feedback. If it's our client's wish, we will potentially do a downsell or offer a cross-sell. But more than that, it's just that human touch that we can provide that leaves that leaving customer with a positive experience. So either that customer is more likely to return, but at the very least, that customer is more likely to speak highly of their experience.
And then you'll start to see how all these connect. Then there's remove and restore access. So removing people. So you start to see all of these things, they're blended together. They're not just separate things that happen. They're all one end game. And all 5 of these work together as the 5 workflows of revenue recovery. And it's a service that's done for you every day, all day by wonderful people. And it works for you to win more customers. We're going to win them back personally. And then we're going to win them back so that they stay and they pay for a very long time.